I knew, for lack of a better word, I couldn't be too black.
Man. So Ryan Clark called out ESPN. He damn near called ESPN racist over there when he was talking about it on the Pivot podcast. Ryan Clark finally broke his silence after ESPN fired him the way that they did. ESPN fired Ryan Clark mid-show after a commercial break. It was a messy situation. Everybody started going off and doing their reactions and stuff like that. Emmanuel Acho was one of the loudest voices in that aspect, attaching himself to the situation and defending Ryan Clark and calling out ESPN.
Executives are cowards. That is my reaction. Executives are cowards. It's cowardly. On NFL Live. NFL Live, a show that's for the last 2 years won back-to-back Emmy Awards for best daily sports show. And you're going to fire an anchor of that show? Now, to me, it is cowardly to fire a man in the midst of him working for a show that he has built up to Emmy level and Emmy quality.
And to my surprise, man, a lot of people at ESPN who works on the NFL show started calling out Emmanuel Acho for trying to big up Ryan Clark and disrespect the show like the show wasn't nothing. Let's check out this clip right here.
The original build was Mark Malone, myself, Mike Golick, and Merrill Hodge. And not only did we build it, it went from NFL Tonight the first time,
Right.
changed it to NFL Live. That shit was built long before it. All we did was heat up the seat for somebody else to come and fill it. Or should I say, try to fill it. NFL Live does a nice job when they're sticking to football and when they're talking sports. Does a nice job. And anytime, I'll put this out there, anytime you want to get me and then Mark Schlereth comes along, phenomenal. Add Darren Woodson and Eric Allen to it. Phenomenal. Then Mark Malone's contract was up. He went, bring in Trey Wingo. Phenomenal host. NFL Live was when you say built it, you're trying to tell me that it was we didn't build the foundation on sand. We built that motherfucker on steel and concrete. That doesn't mean other people weren't good and doesn't mean they're not good now. But built it? Your ass. Give me a break. Give me a break. It's not even the comparison is almost embarrassing that I have to sit up here and do this. And I don't address this shit, Segs. I just don't, because this is comical, embarrassing, hyperbolic bullshit.
And so we got to see Stephen A. Smith respond to it as well. Stephen A. was pretty much alluding to the fact that he now is finally realizing he has no power at ESPN, to the point where he was like, yo, I wish I could have done more, but I can't.
And he's not somebody that I just loved working with. He's somebody that I love, period. That I will always be here for in every way, shape, form imaginable that I can. I just wish that I could have been in enough of an influential or powerful position to prevent his exit from happening.
So in my opinion, how ESPN fired Stephen A. Smith's boy, Ryan Clark, it was also a slap in the face to Stephen A. Smith to let him know, like, yo, you don't run nothing, you can't control nothing, and we're going to let the world know. It doesn't matter how much money we give you in these contracts, you do not own us, and you are not a key player when it comes to decision making over here at ESPN. And if you guys don't know, ESPN did just sign a big NFL deal. As you guys can see in this article right here, it says ESPN layoffs on-air talent after $3 billion NFL network deal. So now we got Ryan Clark finally breaking his silence on his own platform, the Pivot podcast. And I would like to highlight what Ryan Clark said, because he's pretty much calling ESPN racist and that he had to hold back on his blackness. Let's check out this clip right here. And if you can, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. That really does help support my YouTube channel, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you.
Man, like this show, for 3 years, bro, we never shied away from any topic. Right. We never shied away from tackling anything. We did this year because I knew I couldn't have no beef. I knew I couldn't respond to disrespect, right? I knew, for lack of a better word, I couldn't be too black. What makes me sad is, even in trying to adjust to be at least more of what certain people wanted, they still fired me. When I go home, and this kid, from the West Bank, is like so accepted in New Orleans now. Like, I wouldn't change that. You know, never. You know, like, all I ever wanted to do was be accepted. You know, and want it. So yeah, like that, I wouldn't change. You know? If you ask me, probably the first, like, Monday of football, when all my friends get to do something like we did, like, super special together, yeah, I'd probably change it. You know? I'd probably work harder to, like, be who they wanted me to be, or...
So that's what Ryan Clark said, calling out ESPN, talking about his blackness and how he had to hold himself back, and ultimately that got him fired. At the end of the day, they fired him, right? So, you know, he's saying that he did all of that for no reason. And this is the reason why, like, if you're working for a company, bro, and you feel like you got to hold yourself back, honestly, Ryan Clark should have started putting steps together at leaving ESPN, right? Like, he should have been doing that. He should have been doing what Stephen A. Smith was doing. He should have did the Pat McAfee route, right? That's what Stephen A. Smith did. He followed Pat McAfee's blueprint to the point where when he was starting to do that, he was bigging up Pat McAfee for showing him the way, as far as realizing that having some leverage with your own platforms is going to be the way now with these big companies and how they view you as an asset and how they look at you. So once Pat McAfee signed his contract with ESPN and Stephen A. Smith realized he was paid more than him at the time, he was like, yo, okay, I got to start building up my own stuff. And so he started doing a little press runs, the breakfast clubs, and talking about that, like, yo, you know, because Stephen A. Smith at the time, he was about to be up for like contract within the next following year or two or something like that. And he was saying how, you know, he was starting to put in the groundwork, starting his own podcast. And as we can see now, he has like a couple of podcasts now, radio show, which he worked out a deal with Sirius XM under Mad Dog Sports radio channel. So at the end of the day, Stephen A. Smith realized like, yo, this is the new wave. And he started his own production company as well. And now look at the leverage Stephen A. Smith has while he's working at ESPN, which is the reason why he's able to re-sign his contract the way that he did. Ryan Clark didn't do that. He just made himself look like an asset that could get easily replaced. And that's exactly what ESPN did, ultimately firing him to the point where he said, you know, he was holding back on his blackness. And that's Ryan Clark's words, not mine. I would like for you guys to get in the comment section down below. Would love to hear your thoughts about today's video. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Catch you guys on the next video, and we out, guys. Peace.